All right, everyone, I think it's happy Tuesday. Let's make this a great Tuesday. Let's not turn a Tuesday into a Monday. This is the 187 District Court. These are the rules. All of the inmates at the jail do not, I repeat, do not use your chat box. If you use your chat box, you will be sent back to your cell. This is not the Bachelor or the Bachelorette. Do not try to pick up anyone while you're on this Zoom screen. To everyone else, attorneys, do not text the court coordinator asking her for a reset or asking if you can leave. I'm the only person who can give you a reset or give you leave of the court. If you have an agreement, no matter how small that agreement is, put it in the chat box to the court coordinator. She's listed on the screen as Ferguson coordinator. If your client is on bond, then she will need your client's email address to send whatever paperwork. And also the prosecutors will need the paperwork. I'm going to open up the breakout rooms. When I open up the breakout rooms, no one is to leave for a breakout room unless I specifically call your name and assign you. To all the defense attorneys, as you can tell, there are more defense attorneys than prosecutors. Prosecutors are able to see you and see what breakout room you are in, and they're able to move throughout the breakout room. So when I assign you to a breakout room, be patient. Think of it as going to the doctor. When I send you to that room, you're getting your blood pressure checked and your weight checked. But a prosecutor will meet you there. For all the defense attorneys, I'm going to call your name. When I call your name, that's the order in which you'll appear. If you want to Zoom to another court because you see you're lower on the list, you can. However, if your name is called while you are not here, you'll be put to the end of the line. Everyone, you need to behave professionally on Zoom. So that means that the people who are out and about, one, you're not allowed to drive in Zoom. If you are at work, I don't want to hear people in the background. You're not allowed to shop or do other things. Find a location, remain stationary, because when you move around, it's difficult for the court reporter to hear you and it makes me nauseous. So find a stationary place. This is the order in which you'll appear. Defendants, if you don't hear your attorney's name, that's because they are not on the screen yet. Trust me, you will get a chance to hear and speak with your attorney. Anthony Rabago, Catherine Valenzuela, Anton Hayek, James Anders, James DeWiggins, Joseph Appelt, Mick Aguilera, Milton Butler, Tilden Schaefer, Ornulfo Ortiz, Juan Aguilera, Eli Rico, John Pettis, and Charles Bonk. Is there a defense attorney whose name that I missed?
Bridget Garza.
Gerardo Flores, Your Honor.
All right,
Megan.
Bridget Garza,
Raymond Martinez.
Gerardo Flores, Raymond Martinez,
Sergio Ibarra.
Sergio Ibarra,
Megan Enriquez.
Megan Enriquez. Anyone else? All right, Raymond Martinez, let that be a lesson to you. You sign in under iPhone with no video. I have no idea
I know,
who
Judge.
you are.
I can't figure out how to change it.
On there either.
All right, let me do
You on
this.
there?
Yes. All right. Okay, the first person up, Anthony Rabago.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Who do you have?
I'm here on Carlos Vasquez. It's a DWI.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 1. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I heard that he's here, but I mean, I'm not here with him.
Catherine Valenzuela.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here on Luis Fuente. He has a felon in possession and evading.
How do you spell the last name?
Puente.
Okay, I got it right. I'll send you to breakout room number 2. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Anton Hayek.
Present, ready.
Yes, who do you have?
Jose Luis Flores, possession case.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 3. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. James Anders.
Yes, I have Montoya Callahan, who is present.
Who was in a car crash?
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 4. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
That he was in an accident, I guess. He didn't call me. I said, okay, let Megan know.
James DeWiggins.
I have Vanessa Garza, Your Honor.
Okay.
That's my
just give me
case,
one
Your Honor.
moment. You said Vanessa Vargas
Garza.
Garza. All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 5. Joseph Appelt.
Present, Your Honor, I have Jeremy Tapia, and it's my understanding he is actually present in the courtroom.
Yes, and you say Jeremy Tapia.
Yes, yes, Your Honor, TAPIA.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal Trial Division, CTD.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 6. The prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Nick Aguilera.
Good morning, Judge. I
Good
have
morning.
Saul Acuna. I've been working with Laura from Family Violence.
Laura's not here today.
Yeah, I sent her. We've been communicating via email. I know she's working overnight shift at the night mag. She has a few, or my client has a few.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 7.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Milton Fagan.
Did you mean Milton Butler?
Yes, I'm sorry, Milton Butler.
Okay. I have Romualdo Martinez. I have had no contact with him.
All right, what's the name again?
Romualdo Martinez. I was appointed on March 14th. He was scheduled for a hearing on March 22nd to address some pretrial violations. I had called the number I was given. The person answered the phone, did not know who he was. Last week, I got some information from pretrial with another phone number. I called that number, and the recording says the subscriber you dialed is no longer in service. So I've had no contact with him.
All right, this is what we'll do. I give everyone till 10:30. If you can zoom out and zoom back in at 10:30, and we'll see if he appears in court, because he has
Your Honor,
notice of this hearing.
Your Honor, I have 2 other Zoom hearings at 10:30. Would you rather me appear at 10:20 or after the other Zoom hearings?
Just make sure you're here before 12.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Tilden Schaefer.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Who do you have?
I have Hector Reese Vargas, CTD, and it's kind of ditto to your last conversation. I had been in contact with him, but no longer. We've been trying. So if I could zoom back in at 10:30.
Yes.
Unless he's there, but I didn't see a name on the list.
All right. Is there Hector Garza here?
It's Ruiz Vargas, Judge.
Maurice Vargas. Okay, I'm sorry. Maurice,
No.
is there a Maurice Vargas here? All right, if you'll come back at 10:30.
Excuse me, Judge, he just walked in.
He's in the courtroom.
Okay, wonderful.
All right, so is it CTD?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll see you to breakout room number 8. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Arnulfo Ortiz.
Yes, here I am. Unlike my client, Nadine Morales, I will check with you before noon to see if she ever shows up.
All righty. And what's the name?
Nadine Morales.
Is there a Nadine Morales on the screen?
She's in the courtroom.
She's
Oh,
in the
my
courtroom.
goodness. Oh, my goodness. Can I go to a breakout room and get an offer, please?
Is this criminal trial division or family violence?
Possession.
All right. I'll send you to breakout room number 9. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
Juan Aguilera.
Yes, ma'am. David Garcia, he's in custody and CTD.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 10. A prosecutor will meet you there. Eli Rio, is that a defense attorney?
It's Eli Rico, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, Eli Rico. Yes,
It's all right.
who do you have?
Jose Carlos Hernandez, and he's present, Your Honor.
And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Family violence.
I'll send you to breakout room number 11. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
John Pettis.
Yes, Judge, I'm here on Vincent Hutniak. My client is still trying to log on. He's having some technical issues, but I am in contact with him.
And
I
you
need
say
to, I might have
Vincent, how do you spell the last name?
Hutniak. Hutnyak, I believe.
Wait, H-U-T?
Hutniak.
N?
Yeah, I'm gonna Hutnyak.
Okay, and is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 12.
Okay.
Charles Bonk.
I'm here, Judge.
Yes, who do you have?
I have two people. I have Jacqueline Jones and Lexus Valdez.
And are they criminal trial division?
Judge, Lexus Valdez has been transferred to the 226.
All right,
Oh.
Lexus Valdez is 226.
Cross her off then.
Okay.
I sent you an email, Mr. Bunk.
Okay, thank you. And then Jacqueline Jones, I believe she's CTD.
All righty. I'm going to send you to lucky breakout room number 13.
Loving it. I'm there. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bridget Garza.
Yes, Judge, I have Jesus Sandoval and he's in custody. He is criminal trial.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 14 and a prosecutor will meet you there.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Gerardo Flores.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Who do you have?
I have Jimmy James Wood.
Jimmy James Wood,
Yes, ma'am.
criminal trial division or family violence?
I want to say it's criminal trial division, Your Honor.
I'll send you to breakout room number 15. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Yes, Your Honor.
Raymond Martinez. You're muted.
Joe Garcia, Jr., Judge.
Joe Garcia Jr. Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal Trial Division.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 16. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
Sergio Ibarra.
Good morning, Your Honor. It's Sarah Minchow. It's a CTD case.
I'll send you to breakout room number 17.
Thank you.
Megan Enriquez.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here on Rick Contreras, and it's a CTD case.
Send you to breakout room number 18.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Oscar Hernandez. Oscar Hernandez.
Morning, Your Honor. I have Gloria Walters. She's in custody. It's a
Sorry, what's the
MTR.
first name?
Gloria Walters.
And is it CTD or criminal trial division? I'm sorry, criminal trial division or family violence?
CTD, MTR. We already have an offer. I just need to meet with my client who's in custody at Berry County.
All right, I'll see you to breakout room number 19.
Thank you.
Ms.
Judge,
Walters, go to breakout
sorry.
room number 19, please. All right, yes, Tom.
Could you please put Jeremy Tapia, who I think is in the courtroom, on the courtroom computer into breakout room 6 with his lawyer, please?
Courtroom, could you send Tapia? I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Bobby Gibbia.
Good morning, Judge. That was quick. How are you?
Great. Who do you
I
have?
I have Pete Diaz and his co-defendant, first setting theft case. That'll be with Tom Nisbet, I imagine.
All right. It's with you, Don?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to send you, Bobby, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 20. And Don, you should have the ability to go to 20.
Okay. I'll look.
If you cannot, just let me know and I'll find you and move you. Let me see. There you go.
Judge, can you send Carlos Vasquez to breakout room 1 with his attorney, Anthony?
Carlos Vasquez, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1, please. And Anthony, if you'll go back to breakout room number 1.
Great, thank you.
Are there any other attorneys who have not been called? Okay, then. James Anders, have you conferred on Montoya Callahan?
I have, Your Honor. There's some more discovery that I need to review before that we can really talk turkey about a plea offer or anything, if that's the direction that we want to go.
What discovery issues are missing?
Well, it's not necessarily missing. It's that I haven't, it's voluminous. And so I'm not finished going through all of it. So if I could have.
Who's the prosecutor you were conferring with?
David.
David Lunan, are you here?
No, it's Martin.
David Martin, I'm so sorry. He's in another breakout room. So has the discovery already been uploaded and you're just reading it?
It has, I'm going through it.
And how long is this going to take? Because this is an old case by 187 standards.
I was just hired 2 weeks ago. So
how long is this going to take?
But how long is it going to take? Probably another 2 weeks.
All right, Norma. On Montoya Callahan, can you recall this in 2 weeks?
Yes, ma'am. Judge, it's gonna have to come back on April 27th.
April 27th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you on April 27th.
All right, thank you, Judge.
You and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Good morning, Judge. I'm back from the breakout room on South.
All right, just give me one moment.
Sure.
Michael White. I can't hear you. Who do you have? All right, there's something wrong with your audio. So as soon as you get that together, we'll get right back with you. Is there any other attorney who just came on the screen?
I did from the
I did
breakout.
too, Judge.
No, I mean, attorney I haven't spoken to yet. Just give me a moment. Nathaniel Navy, who do you have?
Ruben Coronado and Yvonne Renteria.
Are they both CTD?
Yes, Judge. Yvonne Renteria was just for a travel permission.
Okay, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 21. And a prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Mick Aguilera.
Good morning, Judge. I visited with David Martin in the breakout room concerning Saul Acuna. There are a couple of new filings coming our way. I've been in touch with Laura, his partner, concerning working out a package deal. Laura, again, is working the night mags, and David tells me that they may be a month or so away from doing anything with the new cases.
All right, Norma, on Saul Acuna, can I have a 30-day reset, please?
Yes, ma'am. Give me 1 second.
And at the same time, Judge, I'm here on an off bond. When would it be appropriate to talk to you about that? The guy's in custody, and I think he's got court this week.
May 4th, Judge.
May 4th? What page is he on? Just one moment, Mick.
He is on page. Hold on, Judge. He's on page 10.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Saul Acuna, you're excused. You'll have to be back on May 4th. And Mick, if you can zoom out and zoom back in before 12, maybe we can squeeze you in, okay?
Okay, thank you, Judge. May I be excused at the moment?
Yes, you're excused at the moment. And Saul Acuna, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Judge, is there a Hector Ruiz Vargas on Zoom?
Hector Ruiz Vargas,
He's in the courtroom, Judge.
he's in the courtroom. Is the other attorney still conferring in the courtroom?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so as soon as they have it available, we'll get them to where they need to be.
Okay.
James DeWiggins,
Yes, Your Honor, I've conferred. I believe my client is in the courtroom.
yes, she
If I
is.
Could I get in the room with her?
Just as soon as the courtroom finishes conferring, because they're already in a breakout room, just remind me.
Thank you.
Jeffrey Martinez, who do you have?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Matthew Garcia.
Is it
Yes,
family violence or criminal trial division?
It's going to be a criminal trial.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 22. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, anyone else? Catherine Valenzuela, you're back. Catherine Valenzuela. All right then, Michael White. All right, let me let him know.
Hear me? I don't know what more I can do.
We hear you now. Don't touch anything else, Michael. Okay, Michael, who do you have?
Willie Jackson.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
That's for a injury to an elderly person.
All right, let me find him on the docket sheet. Just 1 second.
Okay.
All right, it's family violence.
Okay.
I'll send you to breakout room number 23. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Juan Aguilera, you back? You're on mute.
Tom Nesbitt and I are conferring. This gentleman had been on the docket back in October of last year.
Mhm.
He was trying to, he communicated with us. He was trying to, he was using, I guess, internet off some restaurant with his phone. Terrible connection. We lost connection. And I'm trying to remember whether we had done all the paperwork. And the
All
paperwork
right.
was.
What
we
I'll
tried to
do
send
is
it
I'll
to-
send you to a breakout room and let me see.
Well, I'm going to try to see if I can find it in my information, my emails. I've got it. I'm going to forward it to Tom. And
All right, is your client on the screen?
he's in custody.
All right, Mr. Garcia, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 10 with your attorney, and I'll send a clerk in there, Juan, and they can let you know if any of the paperwork has been done.
Okay.
All right, so Mr. Garcia, if you can go to breakout room number 10, please.
And then, Judge, after that, could you please send Vincent Hutniak, top of page 7, to breakout room 11, please?
Vincent Hutniak, go to breakout room number 11, please.
Excuse me, Judge. I'm looking for Hector Reese Vargas's attorney. He needed a breakout room earlier.
Yes. Who is Hector's attorney? Let me find him. Hector, who's your attorney?
I can't remember the name.
Oh my gosh.
It was I believe it's Tilden Schaefer. That's on the paper.
Let me see.
If not, it's okay. I need somebody else.
Oh, no. Tilden Schaefer is looking for Maurice Vargas. Is that Maurice Vargas?
Reese Vargas, yes.
All right. So I'll send you to breakout room number 8 courtroom.
Thank you.
Judge, I flubbed that on Hutniak. He needs to go to 12, not 11. Are you able to move him?
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. It's a lot of breakout rooms. All right, James DeWiggins, we'll get to you. You're next in line for the courtroom, okay?
Thank you.
Anton Hayek, who do you have? What's happening? Do you need to speak with
I've
Mr.
conferred with the
Flores?
state and I need to go beat my client into sentence. He came to the breakout room. It's Jose Flores.
All right, is your client in custody or no?
That's a good question.
No.
Oh,
Where's Jose Flores?
in fact, I emailed him last night to remind him about this.
Is there a Jose Flores on the screen? All right, your client is not here yet.
Do you have a Jose Hernandez?
Is it Jose Hernandez?
To me, no. Jose Flores. Jose Luis Flores.
All right, just one second. Is there a Jose Luis Flores here? All right, if you want to check back in at 10:30.
Sounds great, Your Honor.
All right.
I'll
So
try
we'll
and get
see
a
if he
hold of him and
shows
see
up.
what the problem is. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Catherine Valenzuela.
Yes, Your Honor, I conferred. My client, I don't see him, but it's Mr. Puente, Luis Puente. We talked
he-
yesterday.
Is he in
should-
custody?
No, he's not. He should be there.
All right,
but
is there Luis Puente here? Luis Puente. All right, if you want, I will give your client till 10:30. Let me
I
find
will-
him on the docket.
I did confer with the ADA. Alexandra, I was gonna ask for a reset, but I need to get him in here first before I get
Yes.
any. I realize it. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Lisa Voigt.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hi, who do you
I
have?
apologize. I have 7 hearings going on at the same time, and one of them is live in Hondo. So I'm doing the best I can right now.
No problem. Who do you have?
Jeremy Dennis. I did confer with the state yesterday about his case.
All right, so is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's a criminal trial. It was Marcus Sanders.
All right, I'll see you to breakout room number 23.
Can I speak with my client? Is he?
Jeremy Dennis, where are you? Yes, he's in custody. Jeremy Dennis, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 23.
Your Honor.
You're welcome. Any other attorneys back from the breakout rooms?
Yes, Judge.
Jeffrey Martinez, Your Honor. I was in breakout room 22. I didn't have a prosecutor join me.
Oh, well, you came in a little bit late, so I think you missed my speech. There are more defense attorneys on the screen than there are prosecutors, so you need to wait patiently in that room. It's sort of like when you go to your doctor's appointment and the nurse calls you back and you think you're seeing a doctor, but they're just checking your weight and blood pressure.
Okay.
So if you'll go back to breakout room number 22, a prosecutor will meet you there.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Joseph Appel.
Yes, Your Honor. I've conferred with Tom, and he's presented an offer. I've conferred with my client, conveyed that offer. My client would like to have a reset to investigate an issue, but Tom has given me some information regarding the offer and how it may change between now and the next setting that I do need to convey with Mr. Tapia before I proceed and officially request the reset, Judge.
All right, who is Mr. Tapia? Where are you? Is he in the courtroom? Just give us a moment, because the courtroom is conferring with other people. So as soon as they're available, we'll get Mr. Tapia on the screen, okay?
Okay, I will go back into breakout room 6 then, Judge. That's where.
Your client won't be in 6. Do you want to meet with your client in 6?
If I could, please, yes.
All right, if you'll stay here on the screen,
Okay.
because Tilda Schaefer is in the breakout room with the courtroom. As soon as he finishes, Mr. Jim Wiggins is up next, and then I'll put you in next.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Judge,
Thank
I have
you.
one more to add to that list too.
Yes.
Nadine Morales is in the courtroom for Arnulfo Ortiz.
Okay, let me put down my list. So Jim Wiggins, Appelt, and what other attorney is waiting for the courtroom?
Arnulfo?
Okay, Arnulfo. So the lineup for the courtroom is DeWiggins, Appelt, and Arnulfo.
And Your Honor, can you put me on the list? Mr. Puente is on the screen. It's under iPhone.
Oh, is this the person with the Michael Jordan emblem?
Yes.
All right, I'll send you to a breakout room with Mr. Puente. I can do that now. Mr. Puente, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2 to speak with your attorney. Bobby Gebbia, you're back.
That's correct, Judge. We are back. We've conferred. We will need a reset. This is our first indicted setting. There is some discovery out there. We have exchanged contact information, and we will be working on the case off of docket.
All right, Norma, on Pete Diaz. Can we have a 30-day reset on that, please?
Judge, in addition to Pete Diaz, I'm appearing for Danny De La Garza's co-defendant. Well, Danny De La Garza is the attorney. It's Pete Diaz's co-defendant. Danny's not in that much trouble yet.
All right, who is the co-defendant?
What is his name? Dawn, can you help me out on that one?
Robert Garcia.
Robert Garcia is Pete Diaz's co-defendant.
All right, and Norma, can you make sure that Robert Garcia and Pete Diaz stay on the same days? So, Don, on these cases, has the discovery been uploaded yet or not? All of it's not uploaded yet?
It's all uploaded that's possible. However, I've been getting each attorney's email so that I can give them additional discovery and then directing them to go pick up additional discovery. So there's a lot, but it's all that can possibly be uploaded has been uploaded.
All right, so is there a Robert Garcia here?
He's logged
Yes.
in. I see him.
All right, and where is Pete Diaz? All right, I see your client. So they're both here. Norma, can I get a 30-day reset on Robert Garcia and Pete Diaz?
May 4th.
All right, we'll see you back on May 4th.
Okay, thank you, Judge. I do have one more, so I'll hang around for another client. Mr. Garcia, Mr. Diaz, y'all can log off. We'll be in touch.
All right, everyone, just give me a moment. So let me find what page these are on.
Page 10 and 11, Judge.
Thank you. right, who else do you have?
I have Sherry Cooper. She is in custody.
All right. And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's CTD. It's some state jail felony thievery.
I'm not in custody. I'm here in the Zoom meeting.
All right, thank you.
Sherry.
Hello.
All right, Bobby Gebbia, if you'll go back to your previous breakout room, and a prosecutor will meet you there. It's number 20.
All right, wonderful.
All right, Don, do you have anyone else with us?
Yes, I have one more co-defendant, Carlos Martinez, who is represented by Natasha Torres. She was appointed.
All right, Norma, can you see where Natasha Torres is so we can make sure Ms. McGraw gets everything taken care of?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Lisa Voigt, you're back on Jeremy Dennis.
Your Honor, that room you sent me to was occupied, so I haven't been able to confer with him yet.
What?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 24.
Okay.
Your
All right,
Honor,
Mr. Dennis, if you'll go to 24.
I'm sorry.
And Deputy Laura, yes.
Yes, I need Mr. DeWiggins in the breakout room, please.
All right, and Mr. DeWiggins, if you'll go to breakout room number 8, please. And
Yes, ma'am.
courtroom, if you'll just go to 8.
Judge Bridget Garza, I can confer with Mr. Jesus Sandoval.
All right, you in breakout room number 14. Is your client in custody?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Sandoval, if you'll go to breakout room number 14 and meet with your attorney, please. Michael White, you're back. Oh, Bridget,
Okay, there.
if you'll just click on breakout room.
Yes.
And it'll show you that you can already go there. All right, Michael White, what's happening with Mr. Jackson?
Oh, we need a trial setting.
Willie Jackson, where are you?
I'm here, ma'am. He's here. Let me give a show for him.
All right, hello, Mr. Jackson.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. All right, Mr. Jackson, did you receive the offer from the state?
Yeah. We've received an offer from the prosecutor. Okay. Yes, ma'am. He offered it, yeah.
All right, Norma, can you give this a 30-day reset, please?
Your Honor, we're asking for a trial setting.
I know, but there's a procedure that we have in the 187 District Court. This is the first setting. I don't even have an acknowledgement of discovery. Have you received all the discovery from the state?
Yes.
Right, I don't have an acknowledgement of discovery. So Norma, recall this for 30 days.
May 4th, Judge.
All right, we're going to come back on May 4th. Mr. Jackson, what the May 4th date will be is the state will provide me with an acknowledgement of discovery that your client, that your attorney will have signed stating that he's received all the discovery. And that will also be your plea deadline date. And what that means is that after that date, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements. Do you have any questions, Mr. Jackson?
No, ma'am.
All right, then you are excused.
That's for May 4th, Your Honor?
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, they don't give you a time. Okay. They don't give it to us.
All right, we will see you there May 4th at 9.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, this
Good
is
morning.
Catherine Valenzuela. I have
Yes.
Mr. Puente. We're having trouble conferring. I would rather have him come in to discuss the offer from the state. So can we have a 2-week reset so that
Where's Mr. Puente?
he is the, well, his phone was acting up, and so he's on his, there he is again. He's the one with the Jordan blue.
He can
All
come in
right,
this afternoon, Judge.
Mr. Puente? You need to unmute.
Yeah, they're having technical issues.
All right, what is the issue with your phone, Mr. Puente?
What's the issue with your phone?
The issue?
I don't know how to do it.
I don't know how to do it.
All right, Mr. Puente, I'm gonna have you come to the courtroom. Norma, do we have,
Your Honor, he can come to my office to discuss this. I mean, that's fine.
all right, we're gonna recall this for tomorrow then. Norma, are we able to recall this tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I was,
We can either
I
do it
wasn't
tomorrow or
planning-
this afternoon.
okay, both of them are not. I mean, it's our first setting, Your Honor.
Yes, but I require people to confer on the first setting and you can't confer
Well,
with your
I will
client.
try again then, Your Honor, because tomorrow it's gonna be just as bad, if not worse.
All right, then you guys need to go back to breakout room number, I'll send you to breakout room number 1. Thomas Hilly, who do you have?
I have Jason White and Carlos Guerra. Good morning, Your Honor. They're both on bond.
Good morning. You say Jason who?
Jason White
And who
Yes,
else?
Your Honor, I'm here.
and Carlos Guerra. They're both here.
And is it criminal trial division for both?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thomas Hilly, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. A prosecutor will meet you there. James Myrick, who do you have?
Yeah, I think I saw one from you. Yeah, here we go. Got it. I see it.
James Myrick, who do you have?
Both documents,
Okay,
the video and the certificate of appeal.
I got it. Okay.
Okay.
Who do you have?
I've got Sutherland Trevino.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
This is a family violence. This is family violence. Family violence.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
Tilden Schaefer, you're back.
Yes, Judge, we have a plea bargain. We've accepted. We're just waiting for paperwork. If I could just shortly leave and come back, I will.
All right, have
take
you
care of it.
let Norma know what the agreement is?
Yes, and Marcus, everybody's in the know. Apparently the paperwork's coming.
All right.
I'll keep an eye on my email.
Thank you.
All right,
Robert,
thank you.
Bobby Gibbia, you're back on Sherry Cooper.
I am. May I be placed into a breakout room with my client, Ms. Sherry Cooper?
All right. What breakout room were you in? You were in 20. If you'll go back to 20. And Sherry Cooper, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 20.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bridget Garza. Bridget Garza.
Yes, I have an agreement, Judge.
All right. If you'll just put that in the chat box to Norma Ferguson.
I did, Your Honor.
All right. James DeWiggins.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I confirmed with my client. I would like a reset at this time.
Why are we getting a reset? What's going on?
Well, this is our first setting, and apparently there's a lot of discovery. I need to pick some stuff up at the courthouse that can't be uploaded that's on discs.
All right. Norma, on Vanessa Garza, can you give that 1 month reset, please?
May 4th.
All right. We'll see you back on May 4th. And Norma, his client is in the courtroom, I believe.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, just give me a moment. Then Mr. DeWiggins, you are excused. Thank you for popping in.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Judge, I'm back from the breakout room with Mr. Rico on Jose Hernandez.
Yes. Mr. Rico?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm back. So we're asking at this point that a psychological evaluation be conducted. I've talked to the prosecutor in the case, and we're both in agreement on that. And we just got the discovery as well on the case, so we need to review the discovery.
Hi. Everyone, just give me a moment, please. I'll say, Norma, on Jose Carlos Hernandez, is your client in the courtroom, sir?
He's on Zoom, Your Honor.
Okay, is he with you or?
No, he's on his own. He's on his own phone.
All right, Mr. Jose Carlos Hernandez, where are you? Jose Carlos Hernandez.
I think I'm back in the room, yeah.
I'm here.
All right.
Sorry, I was
Mr.
muted.
Hernandez, we're going to
Yes.
set up an appointment for you to have an evaluation. It's very important that you make all those appointments. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right. And defense, do you have contact with your client?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, what date should we call this back for?
We can call it back on May 4th, Judge.
All right. And Norma, can you set up an appointment for him?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. If you don't have anyone else, you and your client are excused. We'll see you back on May 4th.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Let me see here. John Pettis, you back?
Yes, Judge, sorry about that. I'm jumping from court.
No problem. What is happening?
I'm sorry. Say it again, Judge.
What is happening with Vincent Hytniak?
So Mr. Hutniak, we had a hard time conferring. His phone doesn't really let him kind of do anything on here. He was kind of sent to the breakout room and couldn't unmute. So I did have a chance to just call his cell phone and speak to him. This one is on the trial docket, and
Yes.
I would see that it would remain there, except that I do believe there might be some wiggle room if I were to give him some time to talk to him.
Okay, here's the thing, that the plea deadline date has expired.
Yes, Judge. So then let's just put it for trial.
Okay. I mean, unless he's taking something today, it's too
Not today,
late.
Judge. It's just I do want to have a conversation with him. It has been a significant amount of time since the last offer, and I do believe there is some wiggle room there to talk with him before coming back and maybe even taking a plea. But if you're saying a plea is out of the question, then we can just settle it.
If the state is making a new offer to you,
Yes.
all right, then what I can do is we can recall it for later this week.
Could we do it for next week? This week I may not have time to actually see him this week.
Norma, on Mr. Hutniak, can you recall this the beginning of next week?
Yes, ma'am. I can do it April 7th, Judge.
April 7th, is that good for you?
Yes, I was afraid you were going to say Monday. Yes, April 7th is perfect.
Well, that's an in-person, so if he can show up in person since he's having issues with his cell phone.
Yeah, I probably will have him either show up in person or show up in my office. That way he's just here. But he won't have this problem with the cell phone anymore.
All right, there'll be no further extensions for the plea deadline.
Of course, Judge.
All right, you and your client are excused.
Is there any way we can take him out of the breakout room, and I'll call him to let him know that he can, or you know what, I'll just call him.
No, he's already here on the screen.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, I'll just call him and let him know he can log off. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
And Judge, can you put inmate David Garcia and Juan Aguilera in the breakout room to finish signing some paperwork? They just need the certificate of appeal to be signed.
Garcia is in a breakout room with Juan Aguilera.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Yes, he's in number 10.
Oh, thank you.
Sure. Anyone else back from the breakout room? All right,
Your
then.
Honor, Lisa
Yes.
Boyd back, and I have another court reaching out to me. Can I be excused for about 10 minutes?
Yes.
And then I'll come back. Thank you.
Sure. Wait a minute, wait 1 second, Lisa. Curses. Because her client is in custody. Jesse Sepulveda, who do you have?
I have Ms. Tenna, Desiree Tenna.
How do you spell the last name?
T-E-N-A, Tenna.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
I believe it's family violence, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, on Lisa Voigt, let's start the clock ticking because her client is in custody. And Jesse Sepulveda, I'll send you to breakout room number 4. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you. Judge, if courtroom is free, Arnulfo still needs his client.
All right, Arnulfo Ortiz, if you, well, courtroom, can you go to breakout room number 9, please?
30th.
Tom, I sent you a chat.
Okay, I got it, and we'll start all the stuff.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Ms. Valdez, you need to wait for your attorney, Mr. Bunk. When he comes back, he can talk to you.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Joseph Appel. You're
Yes,
waiting
Judge.
for the courtroom. So as soon as you're up next for the courtroom, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Welcome. And Geraldo Flores.
Yes, Judge, I'm back from a breakout room. Could I get a breakout room with my client, with Mr. Jimmy Wood?
Yes. Is he in custody or no?
No, he should be logged in. I'm just not sure.
Jimmy Wood, where are you? Jimmy James Wood. All right, as soon as you can get in touch with your client. we'll make
Yeah,
something happen.
let me give him a call real quick, Judge, because I talked to him right before court, and so let me get him to log in. Sorry
Thank
about
you.
that, Judge.
No problem. Bobby Gebbia on Miss Sherry Cooper.
Your Honor, we will need a reset on Sherry Cooper. We have a plea offer. Ms. Cooper is not an American citizen. We have referred her to a immigration attorney for a Padilla letter before we can enter into a plea. I expect all of that can be resolved in relative short order, but I still think we should go for at least a 3-week reset, I think.
All right, Norma, on Miss Cooper, can you reset that for May 4th?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, you're
Okay,
welcome.
Ms.
We'll
Cooper,
see you
you're
on
excused.
May 4th.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
May I be excused, Judge?
Thank you. Yes, you're excused. Let me give you this. Oops. All right, everyone, just give me a moment while I check my email for a document.
Anywhere. Mental health court, bag docket, mail room.
Charles Blanc,
Yes, Judge.
yes, what is happening with Jacqueline Jones?
They made me a new offer today. I need to talk to my client about it and see how she feels about that.
All right, Jacqueline Jones, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney. He's in breakout room number 13. So if you'll go to 13, please. And can I have the parties on David Garcia? And Don, Natasha Torres has just zoomed in.
Okay.
Natasha Torres, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5.
Okay, thank you, Honor.
And Don, what breakout room were you in?
Before?
Yes, I made you co-host, so you should be able to move to number 5.
Yeah, I think I can.
All right, thank you. Yeah. All right, so who are the attorneys on David Garcia?
Juan Aguilera, Your Honor.
Tom Nisbet for the state.
Is your client in custody or on bond?
He's on custody, Your Honor. Very short hair. He's wearing a beige.
Well, let me see if he's still in the breakout room.
No, he's not. I saw him a few minutes ago.
Okay. There we go. Mr. Garcia, can you unmute for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court is calling 2019 CR 13945, State of Texas versus David Garcia. If I could have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Tom Nisbet.
for the defense.
Juan Aguilera.
And are you Mr. Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state or the defense?
None from the state.
None for the defense, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia, I'm going to show you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Counsel, I'm going to show you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Now, you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review that discovery with your client?
I did, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Garcia, I'm showing you a document entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
And also with the habitual offender enhancement obligations?
I think, well, if I'm reading the plea page right, it says that since they're less than a grams, Judge, it makes it a third degree, and he is giving judicial admissions of true to those in the plea bargain.
All right, thank you. Mr. Garcia, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them, and did you electronically sign them in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, can I see the state and the defense in a breakout room very quickly, please? So if I could see you in breakout room, let me see where you were, Juan. Juan, can you go to breakout room number 9, please? And state if you could go to 9, please.
Okay. Hey, Aurora, can you get the Carlos Vasquez DWI file out of the box right there? Carlos Vasquez. Is there multiple Carlos Vasquez?
You're muted, Judge.
Thank you. All right, we're back on the record in 2019 CR 13945. Mr. Garcia, I'm showing you what's entitled Court's Admonishment and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what you're charged with in the indictment is theft of mail, 10 pieces, but less than 30 addresses. That's a state jail felony. The state is proceeding on a repeater enhancement with 2 other state jail felonies. So that makes it a 3rd-degree felony. So your range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right
Yes.
for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
You believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
In my opinion, he does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
In my opinion, he was and he is.
Mr. Garcia, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. And for the record, the signature of the assistant criminal district attorney is listed as Tiffany Miller. She is no longer a prosecutor here. However, this paperwork was done while she was a prosecutor with the DA's office. Is that correct, State? You're muted.
The judge, we are adopting and honoring Tiffany's deal.
Thank you. Next, Mr. Garcia, I'm showing you what's entitled plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, you would agree that you've been previously convicted of 2 or more felonies for enhancement. Punishments be assessed at 5 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. State recommends community supervision. There's to be no contact with Darlene Hunk, H-O-N-C, William Hunk, H-O-N-C, David Pinkston, Jerica, J-E-R-I-C-A, Clark Wilborn, Erica, E-R-I-C-K-A, Bill, B-E-A-L, Kevin Head, Samantha Cerns, Cearns. And there's just a word here that says Augustine. Do we have a last name?
We don't, Your Honor.
All right. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement, Mr. Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Next, I'm going to show you the paragraph entitled waiver or appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 5 years. There'll be a top evaluation and 120 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea?
State Officer Exhibit 1 in attachment.
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments. To the enhancement allegations, paragraph 1, it states it is further presented in and to said court that before the commission of the offense alleged above, hereinafter style the primary offense on the 17th day of February AD 2016 and cause number 2015 CR 0391W in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant was convicted of the felony of possession of a controlled substance, felony group 1, less than 1 gram. How do you plead to that, true or not true?
True.
And before the commission of the primary offense and after the conviction in cause number 2015 CR 0391W was final, the defendant committed the felony of possession of a controlled substance, felony group 1, less than 1 gram, and was convicted on the 2nd day of October AD 2017 and cause number 2017 CR 9571 in Bexar County, Texas. How do you plead to that, true or not true?
True.
After reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find the defendant guilty. The court will find the defendant guilty. The court will find the enhancement paragraphs true based upon the defendant's plea of true and State's Exhibits 1 and attachments. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. This is the situation. Unfortunately, we could have done this back in July, but Mr. Garcia was not able to get proper coverage as far as to be able to contact the court and get everything done. He's been working. He's in a stable relationship right now. Young lady that he's in a relationship with is being very cooperative, has been contacting me, concerned about David. Has indicated he has a place to stay. He's got employment possibilities. He did have some employment possibilities, unfortunately, because of the incarceration. Those were gone. But I believe in talking to the young lady, that is still an option for him. So we'd ask the court to place him on probation so he can, go back and become a useful citizen in the community.
All right, Mr. Garcia, why are you stealing people's mail?
It was a big misunderstanding. All I can say is I was at the wrong place at the right time, and I have no excuse for being there.
What do you mean it was a misunderstanding? Are you a mail carrier?
No, ma'am.
Do you work for UPS or the Postal Service?
No, ma'am.
So you had other people's mail in your backpack. So again, I ask you, why are you stealing mail that doesn't belong to you?
It was a backpack that didn't belong to me, and I was just being a stupid person at that time. I didn't have.
So
any-
you're trying to say
I
that
didn't-
somebody took their time to steal mail and leave the mail, and you just happen along, you're picking up a backpack that doesn't belong to you.
Yes, ma'am. It was on a boat trash pickup day, and it was just a backpack, and I have no excuse for it, Your Honor. I don't.
Do you want a jury trial?
No, ma'am.
Because you're saying this is not yours.
It's not, but I just want to hurry up and get this over with and move on.
Nobody likes people to steal things, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And your attorney says that you have this female who's in your life. Is she in your life carrying all the weight of the relationship, or are you bringing something to the relationship?
I am bringing something to the relationship, and that's why I want to move forward with this.
Do you have any children?
No, ma'am, but I'm expecting one on the way.
Well, I hope you realize you need to support that child. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Not the taxpayers.
Oh, ma'am.
All right. Where do you work, or do you have any job opportunities?
Yes, ma'am. I do have job opportunities. I have a friend, family friend, that he is a landscaper, and right now he has as much work as I can imagine. As he tells me every day that.
I'm going to have any drug issues with you?
No, ma'am.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 5 years in prison, suspended and probated for 5 years. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. Going to ask for parenting classes, no contact with Darlene Hunk, William Hunk, David Pinkston, Jerica Clark Wilburn, Erica Bill, Kevin Head, Samantha Cerns, and Augustine. Rebecca, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Did I need to slow down?
I think I got all the names.
All right, so that it's Darlene Hunk, William Hunk, David Pinkston, Jerica Clark Wilburn, Erica Bill, Kevin Head, Samantha Cerns, and Augustine.
Thank you, Judge.
It's going to be proof of employment within 15 days. There's to be no employment with vulnerable persons. And what that means is you cannot be a babysitter or anything involving children.
Yes, ma'am.
And you cannot be a home health care provider. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
There's to be regular reporting to probation. By Zoom or in person. There's to be random UAs. And Rebecca, if we can have field visit at least once a month, and it'll be random, check to make sure he doesn't have anybody else's mail.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Garcia, is there anything else that you need to be successful in this probation?
No, ma'am. I just want to say thank you.
You're welcome. Rebecca, is there anything else he needs?
No, ma'am.
All right, and you'll notice I didn't give you community service hours because I'm serious about you completing that parenting class. And I made a note on the docketing sheet that you are to complete the parenting classes. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Garcia, I understand what you're saying about finding the black bag, but let me explain something to you. You're in a relationship now. Guess what? If mail doesn't have your name on it, don't open it. Don't hold it up to the light. Don't use a tea kettle to steam loose the seal and put it back. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
May I
Rebecca, your excuse.
Thank you, ma'am.
Rebecca, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1.
Yes.
Thank you, Tom.
Yep.
And Mr. Garcia, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1.
And David, I'll call and tell her what's going on, okay?
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Bye-bye.
All right. And then Don McGraw, I'm
Yes, ma'am.
assuming the same announcement is for Carlos Martinez.
Yes.
Is Carlos Martinez here?
I believe he is present in the courtroom, Your Honor.
All right. Deputy Laura, is there a Carlos Martinez in the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor, he's here.
All right. We're going to recall his case for May 5th. All right. And with that, you are both free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Judge, can I get in a breakout room with Mr. Sandoval? I need to explain the paperwork to him.
All right. What breakout room are you in?
I believe I was in 14.
Yes, you were.
14.
Mr. Sandoval, can you go back to breakout room number 14, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And if someone could speak with Mr. Hilly, Thomas Hilly.
What do you think? What happened?
I can't. What number is he in, Judge?
Nora, he's in number 2.
Your Honor, this is Catherine Valenzuela. I have conferred with my client we're close to accepting an offer, but we're not there yet.
And what is your client's name?
Luis Puente, or Luis Puente, I'm sorry. It's our first setting.
All right, Norma, on Luis Puente. Can you recall that in 2 weeks, please?
Yes, ma'am.
And your client will need to either be in court or get his Zoom working properly.
I understand, Your Honor.
All right.
April 13th.
All right,
Excuse me?
April 13th.
Arnulfo Ortiz would like to approach.
All right, just give me a moment. All right. Just 1 second, Arnulfo. I'm going in order of that people appeared.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Sergio Ibarra, Sarah Minchow.
Yes, Your Honor. I conferred with Jordan. The offer from the state was made pre-indictment as well. It has not changed. Ms. Minchow has been spoken to about it, and she is not accepting it at this point. So,
All right,
just
Ms.
stay on the
Minchow. There is no can you unmute for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, there's no not accepting it at this time. Your plea deadline date has expired, so I'll set you for a jury trial.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And state on Minchow, if I could have an acknowledgement of discovery by April 16th, please.
Sergio, could you chat me your email, please?
yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And we will set you for a jury trial, Ms. Minchow.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you are excused.
Judge, does she want a bench trial?
Sergio, does your client want a bench trial?
She would prefer a jury trial, Your Honor.
They want a jury trial.
No offense to the court, but
None taken. All right, Nathaniel Navy?
There we go. Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, what is happening with your client?
Ruben Coronado would also like a jury trial, Judge.
All right, just give me, where is he on the screen?
He's here.
He's with you?
No, he should be present on the Zoom. I think he just spoke up.
All right. Thank you, I hear you.
Thank you.
All right, on this case, state on Ruben Coronado, I'll need an acknowledgement of discovery by April 16th.
Okay.
Sorry, we've already
Sorry.
signed a discovery order.
All right, for some reason, I don't have it in the court's file. Let me double check. Ah, there it is. All right, we'll put you down for a jury trial.
Got it, Sergio. Thank you.
And you and your client are excused.
And Judge, I have one more client, Yvonne Renteria. This case is unindicted. It's just a travel request. She's just requesting to travel this weekend for Easter to, I believe it's Marble Falls.
All right. Hasn't that been heard already?
I thought so. I actually didn't file it. I think it was something that was filed by her pretrial services officer.
Yes. So did you have a chance to speak with the state concerning that?
I did, and they did not object, Judge.
All right. And what is her name again, please?
Yvonne Renteria.
Well, as soon as I find that, I will sign it, but your client will have permission to travel.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right. Let me see. Arnulfo Ortiz.
I'm present. Here we are. Nadine Morales is in the courtroom. I have conferred with Mr. Sanders. He's made me an offer. I've relayed that to my client. We need time to meet in person in my office so she can go over the discovery and understand the consequences. I got a text from the court personnel saying she's a little upset. It may be related to the offer. But in any case, if we could get some time for us to confer about the offer, I think it would be a smart thing to do.
All right, to the courtroom. Could I see Nadine Morales on the screen, please?
Yes, Your Honor, she's already on the screen.
All right, Nadine Morales.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to give you time to consider the state's offer. Defense, have you received all the discovery?
I don't know that to be the case. It's been proffered to me by Mr. Sanders that there were some videos that I had been looking for. I have not had, that was done a few minutes ago. I've not had a chance to look at it, but I understand that I owe you a discovery acknowledgement by April 15.
All right, this is what I'm going to do. Norma, let's recall this for the last week in April.
Yes, ma'am. For an in-person, Judge?
Yes.
We'll do the 28th.
All right, we're going to come back on April 28th. Miss Morales?
Yes, ma'am.
April 28th, that will be your plea deadline date.
My plea deadline.
Do you understand? So what that means is you can discuss everything you'll have a chance to discuss everything with your attorney. And then you can let me know if you wish to have a trial or not. It can be a jury trial or a bench trial. You understand?
Yes.
All right. Do you have any questions about anything?
Yeah, that's kind of like pretty soon, like like a deadline. I mean, don't I have a year to, work on, what,
Yes, we'd like to ask for a year.
Yeah, because,
No, that's not the, Ms. Morales, that's not the way it works. People want their cases not to be dragged out. And what I can tell you is in the 187 District Court, cases are not dragged out a year here.
yeah, because he read a little bit about the reports and they're just like really negative.
No, that's why I'm giving you till April 28th, okay?
Okay. Yes.
All right, they're gonna give you a reset form. So we'll come back on April 28th and you can let the court know whether or not you are accepting the offer that's been tendered to you or whether or not you want a jury trial. You understand?
Yes.
But you're not getting a year.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Mr. Ortiz, unless you have someone else, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Jeffrey Martinez.
Good morning, Your Honor. I did speak to Mr. Brown. He did convey to me an offer. My client picked up a new, the offer changed because he picked up some new cases. I'd asked for 2 weeks to go over the new offer with him.
All right, I'll give you your client a week because his plea deadline has already expired, but the state is giving you a new offer. So I will give you a week.
Yes, Your Honor.
Norman, can you recall Matthew Garcia in 1 week, please?
Yes, ma'am. In person or just via Zoom, Judge?
Let's have him in person.
April 7th.
April 7th in person. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes. And you and your client are excused.
Yes, Your Honor.
Just 1 second.
I apologize. I got kicked out of breakout room 1. Can I please go back? Sorry.
Yes. You're in breakout room number 2, actually.
Yes, that's what I meant.
All right, Robert Guyana.
Yes, Judge. I think I saw my client in the orange.
What is your client's name?
Manuel Rose. There's a gentleman there.
Yes, he's here.
Yeah, I need to speak with him and then go from there.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 5. Mr. Rose, if you can go to breakout room number 5, please.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Anton Hayek, you're back.
I'm back per the court's instruction. I've been trying to raise my client, called him and his sister, no answers. So I don't know what went wrong, Your Honor.
All right, if you want, I'll give your client till tomorrow.
I'll keep trying then.
All right, so we'll recall you for tomorrow. Norma, on Jose Flores, the last notice I have from December 15th was that he was in Harris County Jail. So he's been since released, Mr. Hyatt?
That's what I believe.
Okay, Norma, let's recall Jose Flores for tomorrow. And if we can find out if he's actually been released from Harris County.
Okay.
All right, Your Honor.
So we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Your Honor,
All right.
I have an update. Oh,
Just give me one moment. I'm sorry.
no problem.
I just need to sign a couple of documents. All right, yes, Megan Enriquez.
Yes, Judge, I just wanted to give the court an update on Rick Contreras is my client. We've conferred with Mr. Sanders and we have an agreement, so he's working on paperwork right now.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Sandoval, if you go to breakout room number 12 with your attorney, a clerk will meet you in there to swear you in.
This is breakout room 12?
Yes.
Okay.
Your Honor, I was still waiting to confer with Mr. Tapia, who's in the courtroom.
All right, to the courtroom. Can you go to breakout room number 6? And Mr. Pelt, if you'll go back to breakout room number 6, please.
Will do. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And to the clerk, I sent you to breakout room number 12. Oscar Hernandez, you're back. You're muted.
Yes, Judge. I need to get a breakout room with the ADA on a Gloria Walters MTR, please.
Is it family violence or criminal trial division?
CTD.
Okay. I'll send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Luis Martinez.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yes. Yes.
Judge, I've got a client on the docket. I don't see him on the Zoom. I don't believe he's in the courtroom, and I don't have.
What is your
contact with
client's name?
Ray Wheeler, Judge. It's a CTD case.
All right. Is there a Ray Wheeler? Deputy Mejia, is there a Ray Wheeler in the courtroom?
No, he's not, ma'am.
Right. Have you had contact with your client, Mr. Martinez?
Judge, if not, I've sent letters. The numbers I have aren't working, and we've tried to contact through the bondsman as well to no avail.
All right, and it shows that he was a no-show back in December 15th as well. All right, we'll call this now. Court is calling 2020 CR 10201, State of Texas versus Ray Lynn Wheeler. Got a parties announced for the record, please, for the state.
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense.
Luis Martinez.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:45 a.m. Deputy Mejia, has there been a Ray Lynn Wheeler in the courtroom?
No, Judge, he is not.
And for the record, he has not been on the Zoom screen as well. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
Judge, if not, we've sent letters to the address we have on file. We've attempted to use the phone numbers we were provided, and we've tried to contact him through the bondsman, and we've had no success at any of those.
All right, state.
Judge, we're asking that you forfeit his bond and issue a warrant.
All right, that'll be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If you're able to get in touch with your client, please let the court know and I'll reconsider.
Yes, Judge, thank you.
Joseph Appelt, on your client?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Tapia wishes to come to my office to review all the documents that I've received and some of the videos from discovery so that he can and discuss a legal issue that he has raised. And I can show him some research, et cetera, that I have to do to consider the offer that Mr. Nesbitt has made. And I understand I've conferred and conveyed to Mr. Tapia that there's one part of the offer that should he decide to accept it at a later date, will change.
All right, Mr. Tapia. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you just fine.
All right, so an offer has been tendered by the state. This is a possession less than a gram case. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to give you a plea deadline date in 3 weeks. You'll come back in 3 weeks and you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting this offer. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Norma, can we give Mr. Tapia a 3-week reset, please?
April 27th.
All right, you're coming back on April 27th.
Okay.
And that would be at 9 a.m. again, Judge?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. And with that, may I be excused?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Tapia, I'll call you to set up the appointment to come by the office then, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Jesse Sepulveda,
Yes, Your Honor.
what is happening with your client?
Well, the prosecutor and I, Mr. Garcia, conferred. There's an issue that I think I need some additional time to investigate. This may not be, from my perspective, a family violence case. So, and he agrees. He doesn't agree that it's not, but it's questionable.
All right, but does that have anything to do with the offer that it is or is not a family violence case?
Right. Well, if it's not a family violence case, there wouldn't be a finding of family violence on it.
Well, but that would be my job to determine if there's a finding of family violence, right? Because if I read it and I don't find a family violence, then it's.
But if they don't make a recommendation, then it would. But that's fine, Judge. I know ultimately it's up to you.
So has an offer been tendered?
Yes, it has.
And do you have all the discovery?
I believe I do, as far as I know.
All right, Norma, on Desiree Tina, can you recall this in 3 weeks?
Yeah, the 27th, Judge.
All right, we'll come back on April 27th. That's going to be the plea deadline date. After that, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you and your client are excused.
Thank you.
Judge,
Yes.
could you please put Carlos Guerra and Jason White in breakout room 2?
All right, where is Carlos Guerra? All right, Jason White, if you'll go to breakout room number 2, please. And is Carlos Guerra in custody?
I don't think so. Thomas Hilly seemed to think he was here, though.
He is not here, but I did send Jason White to him. All right, and we're going to take up a plea. It's on Jesus Sandoval. Who's the prosecutor on this one?
I am one.
All right, the court, Mr. Sandoval, if you can unmute, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Court is calling 2021 CR 0836, State of Texas versus Jesus Sandoval. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Alexandra Williamson.
For the defense?
Rodrigo Garza for defense.
All right, and are you Mr. Sandoval?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state or the defense?
No, Your Honor.
No objections.
Mr. Sandoval, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you
Yes.
understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Defense, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review that discovery with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Sandoval, I'm showing you a document entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you weigh the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on both counts?
No, Your Honor. We're proceeding on count 1 only.
Any objections to the waiver of count 2?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Sandoval, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
What you're charged with is theft, $2,500 to $30,000 of a vehicle. That's state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Sandoval, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, state is proceeding on count 1 only. They're asking that your punishment be assessed under 12.44 of the penal code to 130 days in the Bexar County Jail. There's a $1,500 fine. There are no applications, and the state will take in consideration cause number 2021 CR 0837. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm going to show you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it at all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court.
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then, Mr. Sandoval, to count 1 in an indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, the state offers State's Exhibit 1 and attachment.
Any objections?
No objections.
Mr. Sandoval, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty of count 1 in the indictment. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, Mr. Sandoval has been in custody since November of 2020, and we are asking the court to follow the agreement that the ADA has submitted to the court.
All right, and it was your intention that the judgment be satisfied?
No, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
No, Your Honor. I think he has a few more days.
It's our understanding that he needs about another 10 days to satisfy the judgment.
Okay. All right, then the court will follow your plea bargain agreement, sentence him to 130 days in the Bexar County Jail under 12.44 of the Penal Code. There's a $1,500 fine, time and money will run concurrent. Take in consideration 2021 CR 0837, give you credit for any time served. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing from either side?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Sandoval, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And also because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Sandoval, good luck to you. Whether or not you continue on the path that you're on is completely up to you. But if you continue this way, you're probably going to see some major prison time. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. And I do appreciate everything.
All right. So let me ask you, the tattoo above your eyebrow, what is that?
Stay away.
All right, stay away from jail or just stay away in general?
So I think right now at this point, it's staying away from the bad thoughts in my mind, you know, trying to just do better every day.
All right. So tell me, was that painful?
It was not as much as you would think.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Sandoval, good luck to you. Okay.
Yes, and I would just like to point out, I appreciate that it's all female counsel.
Oh, hey, you know, women, what's the Beyonce thing? Who runs the world? I guess. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I really appreciate it. Y'all keep up the good work.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
All right. Ms. Garza, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge. Good luck, Mr. Sandoval.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you for everything.
All right, Jaime Adapi,
Yes,
who's your
Judge.
client?
Jose Hernandez, he showed up in person to court.
All right, I'll send you to a breakout room to speak to him. Have you already spoke to attorney, state's attorney?
I did. I received an offer, so I just want to go over it with him, Judge.
All right, courtroom, if you could go to breakout room number 1.
Thank you.
Robert Gowner, you're back.
Yes, Judge, I need to speak to ADA Jordan Brown.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, I'll send you to, he's actually in a breakout room already. Who's your client?
Manuel Rose.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 2. Someone will meet you there.
Thanks, Judge.
You're welcome.
Judge, can I please go to a breakout room with my client, Rick Contreras? This is Megan Enriquez.
Rick Contreras, where are you?
Here, ma'am.
I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney.
All right.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 14.
Thank you,
Okay.
Judge.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tilden Schaefer, you're back here.
Yes, Judge. And I think we're waiting to free up the courtroom computer so I can go over plea bargain paperwork for my client.
Okay, the next time courtroom is available, Mahia,
Yes, Judge.
can you, the next person in line to go to the courtroom to go over paperwork is going to be Tilden Schaefer.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Anthony Rabago.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, what is happening with your client?
We are completing plea documents. We'll need to reset for PSI though. It's
All right, no problem. Carlos Vasquez, who are you waiting for?
He's mine, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, thank you. Charles Bach, what is happening with Miss Jones? Charles Bach? Is he on the back 9?
Yeah.
Who's the attorney for this Faith Sutherland Trevino?
Meyer, James.
Okay, where is James Meyer?
I don't know. He was in a room and I went to talk to him, but he was on another Zoom. So I left and I don't know. He's not in that room anymore.
Norma, can you get James Meyer here, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Norma, what date has Brenda Vargas Carvajal been reset for?
Judge, I'm bringing her back on the 27th of April.
Okay. So the clerk's in the back. Could I have the file 2020 CR 10196, please? Geraldo, what are we doing?
Judge, I can't find Mr. Wood. I'm just curious to see if he's there in the courtroom.
All right, just give us a moment.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Well, I mean,
Let me be. Is it rainy outside?
what's up,
I'm
jogging
just trying to
suit?
be comfortable.
All right, Milton Butler, you're back.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
It's
What is your client's name?
Romaldo Martinez.
All right, is there a prosecutor available for this? His client is not present.
Yes.
Court is calling 2021 CR 2493, State of Texas versus Romaldo Medina Martinez. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Milton Butler representing Romaldo Martinez.
All right, this case was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 11:04 a.m. Deputy Mejia, has there been a Romaldo Martinez in the courtroom?
No, Judge.
And for the record, he has not been on the Zoom screen. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
None at all.
All right, state.
Judge, we're asking that you forfeit his bond and issue a warrant.
That'll be granted, and I'll remand your client without bond. If you're able to get in touch with your client, let me know and I'll reconsider.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're excused. All right, courtroom,
Yes, Your Honor.
can you go back to your breakout room, and Tilden Schaefer needs to go over paperwork with his client. What room were you in?
1.
1. All right, Tilden Schaefer, what room were you in?
You're testing my memory, Judge. I don't recall.
All right, I found you. I'll see you to breakout room number 1, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, and let me see if there's a Jimmy James Wood.
Judge, I sent you a chat.
Okay, thank you. All right, thanks. I don't see a Jimmy Wood on the screen or in the courtroom. Have you had any contact with your client?
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, I did talk to him last night, sent him the link, and I just can't explain why he's not on there today.
All right, what we can do is we can recall it for tomorrow.
Okay. In case he shows up, I'll get another link for tomorrow then?
Yes.
I find him.
Yes, Norma, can we call Mr. Wood for tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we'll recall him tomorrow.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. You're excused.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, I'm back from conferring with my client in the courtroom.
All right, just give me a moment.
I'm here, Judge.
Just a second. Who is saying I'm here?
Jaime Aldape.
Oh, just give me a second. All right, Oscar Hernandez.
I need to go back in the breakout room with Ms. Walters, please.
What breakout room was she in?
19.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 19.
Thank you.
What is the agreement in Mr. Owens' case?
All right, Jaime Aldape.
Yes, Your Honor. I just talked to my client who's in the courtroom. I conveyed the offer. He just needs a little time to think about it, and we should have an answer by the next setting, Judge.
And your client is Jose
Jose
Isidro?
Hernandez.
Who's your client?
Jose Hernandez.
Is the middle name Isidro?
Isadoro? Yes, Judge.
Norma, on Jose Isidoro, can we recall this for Friday?
This
At
Friday?
enough time for your client?
I was going to ask for more time, Judge. The offer is a jail offer, and he's trying to have at least a month so he can get his affairs in order. There's a very high likelihood he's going to take it. He just
Well, if he wants, we can always enter a plea and we can recall it.
for a month later.
I mean, we'll see how things go. But we can always recall it for sentencing.
Let me just pull my calendar up. Give me 2 seconds, please. Friday, the 2nd is perfect.
Friday is a holiday.
It's a holiday.
Oh, that is so true. So it would have to be maybe Monday. And that is why it's perfect for you, because it's a holiday, nothing.
I looked at my schedule and there was nothing there. So yeah. Is Wednesday the 7th better? Because I'm Monday's just crazy busy, Judge.
What about Tuesday?
Tuesday, I have 2 parole hearings in the morning where I'm going to be out of
All right,
pocket.
Darby, are you okay with setting it for Wednesday?
That's fine, Judge.
All right, so that'll be April 7th.
Are you, Judge, can I be put back in the breakout room just to talk to him to explain the process?
The courtroom is now occupied. Deputy Mejia,
Yes, Judge.
can you let Mr. Jose Hernandez know we're gonna have him come back on April 7th?
Here you go, you're done.
Yes,
Now you
ma'am.
don't have to worry about the rest. You click to
And
start. Perfect.
Jaime, if you have your client's phone number, you can call him, or if you want to wait to speak to him, you can.
Okay, Judge. I'll contact him. Thank you. I'll see you on the 7th.
All right, thank you. Megan and Enriquez.
Yes, Judge. I believe we have all the paperwork signed by both me and my client. So once the court has that, we're ready to proceed.
All right, which breakout, if you'll go back to breakout room number 14, Mr. Rick Contreras, go to 14, and a clerk will meet you in 14 to see if all the paperwork is available.
Great.
All right, who's the prosecutor working with James Meyer?
Marcus Banks, Marcus. Marcus, sorry, Marcus Sanders. Sorry.
Right. Marcus, I'll send you to, I'm sorry, James, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 3. All right, and let me check to see if I have any paperwork. All right, anyone else back?
I think Charles said he was calling me.
Charles Bunk?
Yes, Judge, I'm here.
Hi, what is going on with Ms. Jones?
They made Ms. Jones, let me turn down this other hearing I'm in, sorry. They made Ms. Jones a new plea bargain offer today. I would like, if I could, maybe to reset this thing for a couple of weeks, and I anticipate setting it for a plea at that time.
All right, Norma, can you recall Ms. Jones for 2 weeks, please?
And let's anticipate putting that on a plea docket or at a time when you'll be available to take a plea.
Oh, we will be available.
Okay.
All right, Norma, what date?
I can do the 13th or the 14th.
Let me
Charles.
look. Let's do the 13th. I'm already scheduled to be in your court anyway, so that'll be two birds, one stone.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Jones, that's your plea deadline date. It's April 13th. We'll see you back then.
And your other client is still here, I think, Alexis. I don't know if you want to tell her about her case being transferred.
Oh, I will, yes. Can I break out with her?
All right, what is the name?
May Ms. Jones be excused?
Yes, Ms. Jones,
Okay,
you're
Jacqueline.
excused.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
And is your client Lexus's iPhone?
I would anticipate yes.
All right, Lexus's iPhone, if you'll go to breakout room number 2, and Charles Funk, let me see what room you were in. All right, if you'll go to number 2, then after that, you're excused.
Thank you,
Lisa
Judge.
Voigt, you have Mr. Dennis. Have you talked with someone from the state?
I need to visit with the state again, Your Honor.
All right, could someone from the state visit with Ms. Voigt in breakout room number 3, please?
Judge, could you put James and Faith Sutherland in a breakout room?
All right.
I'd like that.
James Myrick, what breakout room were you in? Okay, I'm talking to the wall. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Four. Okay.
All right, Anthony Rabago.
Yes, Judge, could I meet with Mr. Vasquez in a breakout room?
All right, is your client in custody or on bond?
He's on bond. I'm not sure where he shows up on your screen, but he's third row down on mine.
Oh, Carlos Vasquez.
Yes.
All right, Carlos Vasquez, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6.
I think we have 2 of the documents so far, the plea agreement and discovery, and we may need the rest still. I guess an application for probation.
Okay, just one moment. Norma, there is a person by the name of Rose who's in breakout room number 5 by himself. Let me send you to breakout room number 5. Can you see what's going on there, Norma?
Yes.
All right, and then Carlos Vasquez, just give me a moment. I'm trying to find you on the screen. Okay, who is this Rick Contreras guy? What is he doing?
I'm right here.
Will you please go to breakout room number 14? All right, then Carlos Vasquez, just one second. I'm trying to find you. Okay, Carlos Vasquez. Right now you're in breakout room number 1. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5. And
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Anthony Robago, if you'll go to 5.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Norma, if I could see you in a breakout room,
Yes, ma'am.
and if I could see you in breakout room number 6.
the hell? Come on, let's go.
All right, we're going to proceed on Rick Contreras. Who are the parties on Rick Contreras?
Yes, ma'am.
Marcus.
I'm here, Judge. Megan Enriquez for Rick Contreras.
All right. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 2910W, State of Texas versus Rick Anthony Contreras. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Megan Enriquez.
And are you Rick Contreras?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Are you Mr. Contreras?
No, Your Honor.
Are you Mr. Contreras?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I was
Sorry.
like, that's okay. I was like, what?
I think he was
Sorry.
saying no objection to proceed to consent
Okay.
conference.
It's Tuesday, so it's great. Mr.
Yes.
Contreras, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you a document entitled Waiver of Indictment, Reading of Information and Rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to have the grand jury hear all the evidence in this case, make a determination of whether or not there's enough evidence to indict the case? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand your attorney has certain rights, namely 2 days from the presentation of the information and 10 days from the presentation of the information to prepare for trial?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading of information under Articles 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Information. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the information?
Yes, we do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the information that's presented?
Yes, Judge.
Counsel, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Contreras, I'm showing you a document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did
Yes,
you
ma'am.
electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court's Admonishment and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what you're charged with by information is possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes.
Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, he has, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe he is.
Mr. Contreras, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled a plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a $1,000 fine. The state recommends deferred adjudication. This will run concurrent with 646277. State will take in consideration 2021 CR 1177, NIMAG number 599189, County Court cause numbers 644990, 653934, and there's to be $60 to San Antonio Police Department for laboratory testing.
Okay.
Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 150 hours community service restitution, and no firearm ownership or possession. Do you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense as charged in the information, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, the state offers States Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any objections?
No objections, Judge.
Mr. Contreras, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call on the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. Thank you. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, I think that he is grateful to the state for their consideration and for, hearing us out on some of the cases. And we just ask that the court follow the plea bargain agreement that we've reached.
All right. Mr. Contreras, who is Renee Escobedo?
My brother-in-law,
All right, and who is Erica Contreras?
my sister,
And who is Josephine Contreras?
my sister.
All right, are you employed?
I am not due to the pandemic at the moment.
When's the last time you had a job?
I have my own catering business.
So when's the last time?
Right before the pandemic.
So how are you supporting yourself?
I'm on unemployment at the moment.
All right, on this probation, I require that everyone get a job. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And I understand that you have your catering business or whatever, but
Yes,
you've
ma'am.
got to support yourself. So
Yes, ma'am.
do something to support yourself until your catering business, I guess, goes forward.
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
have any children?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
What are their ages?
2 and 1. Well, two and soon to be 1.
All right, is Child Protective Services involved?
No, ma'am.
Where do your children live?
My daughter lives with my first baby mama's grandmother, and
Okay,
my son.
let me stop you right there. Let's not call people's babies
Sorry.
mamas.
Yes.
So let's elevate, right? So let's say the mother of your child.
Yes. The
So
first
maybe-
mother of my child is with her grandmother,
And
and my son is with my second mother of my child.
okay. See, doesn't that sound much more classy and
Yes, ma'am.
respectful?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Baby mama sounds like you just with whomever, you don't know who they are. It's just my baby mama. All right. So the fact that one of your children is not with you or the mother tells me that Child Protective Services either was involved or that either the mother of your child or you are not stepping up to the plate. Because I don't know any grandparent who wants to be more than a grandparent. They just want to be a grandparent. They don't want to raise more children because they feel this, they've already raised children. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to require you to step up to the plate. A lot of people don't realize it, but one of the conditions while you're on probation is that you support your dependents.
Yes, ma'am.
Because your children, you can't just have them and send them to a park and say, good luck to you, go forth, eat grass and of the fields and get food however you can. They're 100% dependent upon you.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm hoping that you want your children to look up to you and respect you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that starts by supporting your children financially, supporting them emotionally. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is what the other thing, if you're tested today, what are the results going to be? And before you answer, know that I'm going to have you drug tested today.
Yes, ma'am. I'll come out positive for marijuana.
And what else?
That's it.
All right, you're going to get tested today, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is what I'm going to do. 4 years deferred adjudication, $1,000 fine, that will be probated. What that means is you don't have to pay it unless you are unsuccessful on this probation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
This will run concurrent with 646-277. Taking consideration 2021 CR 1177, NIBAC number 5999189, County Court Cause number 644-990, 653-934. There's $60 to San Antonio Police Department for laboratory testing, proof of employment within 15 days, parenting classes, 150 hours of community service restitution. And this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm requiring you to complete the parenting classes. If you complete the parenting classes successfully, then you won't have to do the community service restitution hours. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
There is going to be no firearm possession or ownership.
Yes, ma'am.
There is going to be regular Zoom reporting to probation. So you can report by Zoom or in person.
Okay.
And I'm going to want field visits at least once a month, but random. There will be a UA today
Yes, ma'am.
by 3 p.m. And Rebecca tests for levels. And make sure the levels are going down. If they're not, we'll figure out what else to do.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Contreras, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful on this probation?
No, ma'am. Thank you very much.
All right, Rebecca, is there anything else he needs?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to show you a document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you don't have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Contreras, I see that everybody in that vehicle is related to you some sort of way. Here's the thing. You're looking at 20 years in prison if you get roped on this. If there are people who are in your life who are not in good influences on you, you're going to need to cut them loose. You understand? Your whole goal in life right now, it should be not going to prison, right, for 20 years, and for being a good role model for your children.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Probation will go over conditions with you. Just wait there patiently. Rebecca, we have another plea that's coming up.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Contreras, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 7. Just wait there. Defense, you can either go to breakout room number 7 with your client, or if you want to be excused, you can be excused.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right. Who are the parties for Hector Ruiz Vargas?
Tilden Schaefer for the defendant, Your Honor.
And Marcus, are you doing this?
Marcus was working on it.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 0665, State of Texas versus Hector Ruiz Vargas. I'm going to have parties announced for the record, please, for the state.
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense.
Tilden Schaefer.
All right, and are you Mr. Vargas?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state or the defense?
No objection.
No objection from the defense.
Mr. Vargas, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
All right, Mr. Vargas, I'm going to need you to make sure you speak up so that the court reporter can hear and so that I can hear, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I have and I did, Your Honor.
All right. Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. To the clerks in the back, could you please go to breakout room number 5 to swear in Mr. Vargas? I'm sorry, Mr. Vasquez.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Vargas, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Judge.
Mr. Vargas, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court's Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
What you're charged with is felon in possession of a firearm. That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, I did.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent? I need you to speak up. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client, I'm sorry, just one moment. Mr. Vargas, did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
He is. And
Mr. Vargas, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented, and are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 4 years in the prison. There's a $1,000 fine. State will remain silent on your application for deferred adjudication. State recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
yes, it is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court.
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
Nope. No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 150 hours community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Then to the offense is charged in the indictment. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea?
Yes, the state offer states Exhibit 1 in its attachments.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Vargas, I'm going to show you a document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call on the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
I did, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
This is crazy. Look how they're doing this shit.
Excuse me? Who's not silent?
He's on a meeting, right?
Is that another person? Background noise?
That was someone else, not anyone.
Okay, not for this court. Okay, I just want to clear that up. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachment, the court will find there's sufficiency of guilt. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Judge, I thought we might have a PSR since the state was silent. I'm not, I mean, I told my client we would probably reset, but he.
All right, it's completely up to you. If there's some evidence that would enlighten the court in the PSI, of course, you know, the court will wait for a PSI report. It's completely up to the parties. If the defense does have any objection to proceeding with sentencing.
Judge, we can proceed with proffer. Basically, it was going to be information about his current employment and his family.
All right. State, do you have any objections with us proceeding with sentencing?
No, Judge.
All right. So state is silent on your application for deferred adjudication. Defense, I'll hear what you have to say.
Judge, my client is currently employed. He does have family support, so I'd let him explain that to the court, what he does for a living, how he got his job back, and what he's doing.
All right. Well, here's my question. Because obviously he's been convicted before. So what is his purpose, or why does he want to have deferred adjudication?
Probably because his lawyer offered it to him, Judge, but I think there is some value, albeit negligible, which I explained to him in that very word, to getting it sealed down the line. Even with a prior conviction, he's eligible for non-disclosure, albeit way down the line.
All right, Mr. Vargas?
Yes, Your Honor.
Here's the thing. I can give you your deferred adjudication. However, if you are ever revoked on this, then you're subject to the full range of punishment, which is up to 10 years in prison. Or I can give you 4 years probation, suspended and probated for 4 years, in which case, if you were unsuccessful, the most the court could sentence you to would be 4 years prison. So do you want deferred adjudication?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll give him deferred. We'll see what happens.
Okay, thank you.
All right, who were these other people in the vehicle with you, Mr. Vargas?
These are my neighbors.
I'm sorry, what?
They're my neighbors.
You know, I don't even know where people are finding neighbors who are smoking marijuana in vehicles. Have you ever had any more contact with Jaime Sandoval or Chastity Dominguez?
Yes. We had a cookout the Saturday.
They're his neighbors, Judge. I suspect he would be in contact one way or the other.
Well, I mean, he can't be using marijuana with his neighbors. Do you understand that, Mr. Vargas?
Yes, Your Honor.
So what that means is I don't want you coming back to me with nonsense about you got a contact high because you were at a cookout. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I don't know what the plans are for the upcoming Easter holiday. Probably should be, I guess I can't say this, Brenda. Can we go off the record? Probably should be in church as opposed to at a cookout doing marijuana.
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't want to push my religion or any of that on anybody, but whatever you do, it should not include a cookout with marijuana, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go back on the record. Mr. Vargas, where are you employed?
Currently with my friend named David. He works for an elite company, and I'm a sprayer. I'm a painter.
Okay. Do you have any children?
Yes.
What are their ages?
He's 3.
Live with you?
No, he's with his grandmother.
All right, again, everyone go forth with this knowledge. Grandparents just want to be grandparents. They don't want to raise any more children. So it's time for people to step up. If you're going to have children, you need to start raising children. My understanding, the grandparents' role is just to spoil children and allow them to have cookies or whatever when they're not supposed to, because it's not their child, it's just someone that they love and they want to spoil. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So has Child Protective Services been involved?
No, Your Honor.
Are you supporting your child financially?
When I get to see him, yes.
Okay, so here's the thing, whether you get to see your child or not, your child still needs to eat.
Yes, ma'am.
Just one moment, we're off the record. Norma, you said Oscar Hernandez?
Sorry, Judge, I was muted. Yes, ma'am.
All right, Gloria Walters and Oscar Hernandez. Oscar Hernandez, if you'll go to breakout room number 19, your client is waiting there for you.
Judge, really quick also, can you send Mr. Vasquez back to that breakout room and his attorney? He's missing paperwork.
Who is Vasquez?
Carlos Vasquez, his attorney is, who's his attorney?
All right, I'll send them to breakout room number 6.
Okay.
Anthony Rabago and Carlos Vasquez, go to breakout room number 6, please. All right, we're back on the record. So, Mr. Ruiz Vargas, whether you see your child or not, your child still needs to eat, still needs clothes, still needs child support.
Yes, sir.
Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So at least when your child gets old enough, he won't be saying, Dad, why didn't you financially support me? Whether you see him or not, if you financially support your child will know you at least love them enough to make sure they were taken care of financially. And maybe if you get your life together, then maybe the grandmother will allow you to see him. You understand?
Yes, sir.
And I'm sure if Child Protective Services was involved and your rights were terminated, what that means is the grandmother probably cannot allow you to see that child. Otherwise, they will end up taking the child away from the grandmother. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So get your life together and maybe you can see your child.
Yes, Your Honor. I plan on doing straight.
All right. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Dirty.
And what are you going to be dirty for?
Marijuana.
And what else?
Just that.
All right. And see, that's what I mean. You got to be a good role model for your son, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And part of that is having a job, financially supporting your child, and not using marijuana.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes.
How far did you go in school?
11th.
Is there a reason you didn't graduate?
Excessive fighting.
All right. Well, that's all on you. So we're going to put a stop to that, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
I actually plan on taking advantage of this situation because I want to stay clear and untethered.
All right. So this is what we're going to do. 4 years deferred adjudication, $1,000 fine, that will be probated, 150 hours of community service restitution, parenting classes, and with the 150 hours community service restitution, I'll waive that if you complete the parenting classes, but you must complete parenting classes. You understand?
I will.
All right, you're going to do a UA today.
Okay.
By 3 p.m. And Rebecca, if we can make sure that his levels are going down, if his levels are going up, let me know. We'll do something else. Proof of employment within 15 days. And there's to be no employment with vulnerable persons. What that means is you cannot be a babysitter. You cannot work for a home health care provider. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's going to be regular Zoom reporting to probation or in person. So if you don't know how to Zoom, you can report in person. And there'll be random UAs. And I want field visits at least once a month, and that will be random.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you need to be successful on this probation, Mr. Vargas?
That would be it.
All right. Rebecca, does he need anything else?
No, Judge.
All right, Mr. Vargas, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. We'll close the record. Mr. Vargas, you know better, do better. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 7. Courtroom, I'm going to send you to 7. Probation will meet you there. And Rebecca, you can go to number 7 now.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
And Mr. Schaefer, you can either go to 7 or you can be excused.
If I may be excused, Your Honor, I have another engagement.
Yes.
Thank you, and I look forward to spoiling my grandchildren, so.
Thank you. Make sure it's spoiling, because you know what people always tell me? Grandparents, they're like, you never let me eat cookies. Why are the grandchildren? They're like, because they're my grandchildren. They're not my children. So yes, this baby is going to have as much sweets as they want.
Exactly. So have a great day. Thank
All
you.
right, you too. All right, who's the attorney on Guerra? Does anyone know who is the attorney on Guerra?
What kind of charge is it, Judge?
I'm not sure, but I've just signed paperwork for Guerra. That's coming in.
I think it's Thomas Hilly, probably.
He's got 2 pleas, so he may be working on the other one.
Okay, I don't see him in any of the breakout rooms, so, okay. All right, Lisa Boyd, what are we doing with Mr. Dennis?
Mr. Sanders needed to check on some other things before he could make a final offer.
All right. So, Marcus, when can we recall this then?
I'm working on it now. I may have it by this afternoon, but definitely I'll have an answer by tomorrow. And I think we'll be able to work it out.
All right, Norma, on Mr. Dennis. Mr. Dennis, can we, Norma, on Jeremy Dennis, can we recall this for tomorrow?
Your Honor, I beg not tomorrow. I have 10 cases set tomorrow and a contested MTR, and I'm in Uvalde, and please not tomorrow.
Norma, can we recall this afternoon? Marcus, you think you'll have this afternoon?
Yes, Judge.
All right, we'll come back this afternoon. Norma, can you
What
come
time?
back this afternoon at 1:30?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you this afternoon at 1:30.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Dennis will bring you back at 1:30. Thomas Hilly, who's your client? You're muted.
Your Honor, my clients have completed paperwork on Jason White and Carlos Guerra. We have 2 pleas with Bay today, ready to go whenever the court is.
All right, I'm
Please.
sending you a breakout room number 3.
Oh, I don't need breakout room. Everything
Your
is already
client
done.
needs to be sworn in. We don't know if we have all your paperwork, Mr. Hilly.
Oh, apologize.
No problem. So I'm sending you and Jason White to number 3. And who's your other client?
Carlos White.
I have a Jordan White.
Carlos White. Let me make sure he logs on again.
It's Guerra, Judge.
No,
Guerra.
it's not. Carlos Guerra and Jordan White.
All right, so
I-
Jordan White is in breakout room number 3. Carlos
Can I ask
Guerra is not on the screen.
Okay, I tell him to log on again. Can I maybe ask Mr. Nisbet a quick question?
Yes, I'll send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you.
All right, and Robert, if you can go to breakout room number 3, please. All right, Mick Aguilera.
Good morning, Judge.
Good
You asked me
morning.
to, you asked me to check back in before lunch.
Yeah, on John Horner.
No. Recognize that name. I visited John. We did John earlier. It was Maximilio Rosales. It was a couple of off-bonds I did Friday afternoon or Friday morning. I believe he has court.
No.
with another-
The person you have on docket today is John Horner.
And no, I
He
had
hasn't shown up.
I had Saul Acuna this morning. John Horner.
Yeah, Joseph Mick Aguilera. That's the attorney that's listed. Let me give you the cause number.
Please.
2021 CR 0829.
0829. Judge, the name rings a bell, but I did not realize he was set today.
Okay, what I'm going to do is, Norma, can we recall Mr. Horner?
Yes.
And Mick, you'll need to see if you can get your client here.
Yes, ma'am.
And if we can recall him, Norma, can we recall him next week?
Yes, ma'am, on Monday?
Yes. So on that, we'll bring him back on Monday.
I'm looking for him right now, Judge. But I did come back on a Maximiliano Rosales.
All right, just one moment.
He's not on your docket.
No, just give me a second.
Yeah.
So Horner will be back on April 5th.
Judge, on Horner, you said it was 2021 CR 0829.
Yes.
He may have a warrant, Judge, because he don't show up in the system.
Well, they're asking for a PR bond, so I think he's in custody. Norma, can you check to see if Mr. Horner's in custody?
Yes, ma'am. And Judge, can you check if you have any paperwork in your email, please?
Yes, I did. I signed it all. So there should be plea paperwork. That's from Guerra. I've signed that. And there should be plea paperwork from White. And I think his Mr. Horner is in custody, Norma. If you could check, because if he's in custody, Mick, then maybe we can recall it sooner than Monday.
Sure. I understand the courthouse is closed on Friday, so.
Yes. James Meyer, we're doing paperwork for you. Mr. Contreras, did you lose?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I lost connection. Can I be sent back to the probation?
Yes, that's breakout room number 7. I'll see you there.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm sorry about that.
No problem.
If I may ask Ms. Norma a quick question, Your Honor?
Yes.
Oh, Ms. Ferguson?
Yes, sir.
The clerk is missing the application for the deferred on Jason White. Did I sign it? Did my client not sign it?
It should have been signed. Let me look.
Who's the attorney for Mr. Rose? All right, Oscar Hernandez, you're back.
Yes, Judge. Miss Gloria Walters, MTR. She and I have signed the paperwork.
All right.
Yeah, your client hasn't signed it.
Ms. Walters, can you look in your box, please?
The bailiff was assisting her, and bailiff gave us a thumbs up.
Okay. But in what language were you given the thumbs up? Sometimes, in a different language, it means something else.
Is
All right. Can you let the deputy? No. Ms. Walters, let the deputy know that there's still paperwork in your box that you need to sign.
there's still paper? It's what? He says No, he said the judge says that there's still paperwork that needs to be signed. Or something. Yes, ma'am. I mean, yes, sir. I'm sorry. The judge said,
Hi, she's still, what paperwork is she missing?
I don't know.
Judge, she's just missing the consent and the certificate of appeal.
Walters?
Yes.
It's in one email, Judge.
They may just need to hit complete at the bottom.
Yes, if you all could hit complete at the bottom.
Complete
please.
at the bottom.
Hello?
And I'm receiving paperwork now from her.
Now she's receiving paperwork from me. Complete on the bottom. I don't know, sir, what.
There was only one email, so that must be it, Judge.
All right,
So
we
it should
got
be
her.
done.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. We got her, she said.
Are you guys ready on Ms. Walters? Who will be the prosecutor?
I will, Judge Brown.
Okay. Court is calling 2017 CR 3125W, State of Texas versus Gloria Dominguez Walters. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Jordan Brown for the state.
for the defense?
Oscar Hernandez on behalf of Ms. Walters.
And are you Ms. Walters?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state or the defense?
None from the state.
No objections.
Ms. Walters, did you sign a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Gloria Dominguez Walters who was placed on community supervision in 2017 CR 3125W for the offense of driving while intoxicated with a child under 15 years of age on May 15, 2017 for a period of 3 years and extended for 1 year? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
That is me.
Violated condition number 2 on or about the 5th day of January 2021 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Gloria Dominguez Walters, did then and there consume alcoholic beverages in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State would waive the remaining allegations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No objections, Your Honor.
Ms. Walters, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $1,500 fine? Did you understand?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
I think so. Yes, ma'am. That's what.
No, not I think
no,
so.
Wait.
Here's the question.
Okay.
Okay, I want you to listen. Calm
Yes,
down.
ma'am.
Take a deep breath for me.
Okay, miss.
All right. So you pled true to violation of condition number 2, correct?
Yes.
All right. Did you understand by pleading true to that, I could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility? Did you understand?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
I'm sorry.
If parties request that you grant the motion, revoke community supervision, reform the underlying sentence from 2 years to a period of 10 years in the state jail facility.
Wait a minute.
10 months, sorry.
Yeah, I was like 10 years. All right. So 2 months?
10 months.
10 months. Okay.
We'll gladly take the 2.
Is that the agreement?
It is, Your Honor. We're, in addition to her back time, Judge, we'd ask the court's consideration that she successfully completed MyOff in 2018. So we'd ask the court to give her credit for the time spent in custody awaiting transfer and the time she was there.
Mr. Walters, are you requesting that the court follow that agreement? Ms. Walters,
I'm sorry?
are you requesting that the court follow the agreement that you've reached with the state?
Yes.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then the court will follow your agreement, grant the motion, revoke you, sentence you to 10 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served and credit for any inpatient treatment that would include MyOff. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we'll go off the record. And Ms. Walters, I want you to realize that it's obvious to me that you have an alcohol problem, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
When you get out of the state jail facility, you need to find the nearest AA meeting, go to an AA meeting, because if you continue on the path that you're on, you may end up driving, hitting somebody, killing somebody, or something else. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right, good luck to you, Ms. Walters.
And I thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right, and one other thing, Brenna, I just want to make sure you're aware that because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition, okay?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand that.
All right, Norma, can you let them know that L20 can go back? And Mr. Hernandez, you are excused.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Who are the parties on Carlos Guerra?
Thomas Hiller for defendant.
Judge, I can do the plea. Tom Nisbet for the state.
Okay.
Am I done, Miss?
Yes, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Mr. Guerra, how are you listed? Mr. Hilly, did you leave your client in a breakout room? You're muted. And Mr. Hilly, go back to breakout room number 3 and have your client come back to the main room, please.
He's back.
Hello.
All right, he's back now. Court is calling 2000, Mr. Carlos Guerra.
Yes, ma'am.
Find a position and remain stationary because otherwise the movement makes me nauseous, okay?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Court is calling 2021 CR 1469, State of Texas versus Carlos Guerra. We have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Tom Nisbet.
for the defense.
Thomas Hiller, ready?
And are you Carlos Guerra?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections?
None for
No
the state.
objections.
Mr. Guerra, I'm going to show you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and reviewed it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Guerra, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Guerra, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Will do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, we're waiving one enhancement paragraph and proceeding on the lesser included DWI second.
Any objections?
No objections.
Mr. Guerra, I'm going to show you a document entitled Court's Admonishments and Defendant's Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney, did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Again, did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of driving while intoxicated as a second? It's a Class A misdemeanor. The range of punishment is up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement, it gives you more than you bargained for. The fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Guerra, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, state is proceeding on DWI second as a Class A misdemeanor. Punishment is to be assessed at 1 year in the Bexar County Jail. There's a $1,000 fine. There's no application for deferred adjudication. State recommends community supervision, restitution of $60 to DPS for testing, DWI education course, DWI victim impact panel, 1 year Texas driver's license suspension, ignition interlock, 10 days in the Bexar County Jail as a condition of probation. Are you all recommending that ignition interlock be for the full term?
Half term sufficient.
All right. So they're requesting that your ignition interlock be for half the term. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement, Mr. Guerra?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement? Mr. Hilly, you're muted.
We are going open as to the 10 days in jail, Your Honor.
All right. State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
That's the agreement, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver repeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
No.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 80 hours community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and that a court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense of DWI second, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State, any evidence to support the plea?
State Office Exhibit 1 and attachments.
Any objections?
No objections.
Mr. Guerra, I'm showing you a document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you have a chance to review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there would be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, could I see Mr. Nesbitt and Mr. Hilly in a breakout room very quickly, please? If I see you guys in breakout room number 1. All right, we're back on the record. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty of DWI second. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
I just want to be heard on the 10 days, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yes. Proceed.
Your Honor, respectfully, my client has been complying with all the conditions of the court ever since he was released from jail. At this point, as to the 10 days, we asked that either it be time served or that he be allowed some kind of in-home GPS device if necessary, because he's still working at the meat plant, Your Honor.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to a $1,000 fine that will be probated. DWI education, DWI victim impact panel. I'm sorry, Rebecca, I'll slow down. 1 year Texas driver's license suspension. Ignition interlock for half the term. Because of the pandemic, in lieu of the 10 days Bexar County Jail, the court will order 20 days GPS, waive fees, defendant allowed to work. 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, suspended and probated for 2 years. 80 hours community service restitution. Regular Zoom reporting or in person. Mr. Guerra, do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
I have a 20-year-old, an 18-year-old, and a 6-year-old.
Do they live with you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and we'll do parenting classes. If you complete the parenting classes, then you won't have to do the 80 hours community service restitution, but you must complete parenting classes. Do you understand?
I have a question for you, Judge.
Yes.
Currently, it's more of a separation of me and my wife. Does she have to go as long as I complete the parenting class?
I'm sorry, what?
Do I have to, it's just me to complete the parenting classes that I have to do?
Yes, I have no control over her, but yes,
Okay,
you need to
okay.
complete them, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, proof of employment within 15 days.
I'm currently working.
All right, just give it to probation. There's
Yes,
to be
ma'am.
no employment with vulnerable people. That means that you cannot be a babysitter or be a home healthcare provider. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything else that you need to be successful on this probation?
No, Your Honor, I had one more question.
Yes.
Currently, I'm on the home breathalyzer, home monitor. Can I just,
Yes.
I can stay on that while I'm
Yes.
still? Okay, okay.
So Rebecca, it'll be ignition interlock the half the term or either in-home device, half the term.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you need to be successful, Mr. Guerra?
No, ma'am.
Rebecca, is there anything else you need?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Guerra, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Carlos Guerra, I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Probation will meet you there shortly. If you'll go to breakout room number 1, and Rebecca, we have one more plea.
Okay.
Who is the person who will be handling the plea on Jason White?
Thomas Hiller.
Yeah, Judge, I could do that one too.
All right, Jason White, if you could show your video, please. And Carlos Guerra, if you'll go to breakout room number 1, please.
How do I,
It should pop up on your phone. Carlos Guerra, do you see on your phone? Ah, he's there. Court is calling 2020 CR 11794, State of Texas versus Jason Carl White. Can I have the parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Tom Nisbet.
for the defense?
Thomas Siller.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state or the defense?
None.
Are you Mr. White?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just one moment, everyone. Mr. Myrick. If you go to breakout room number 2, please. And Faith Trevino, if you go to number 2. We're back on the record. Counsel, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. White, I'm showing you the true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, we are waiving the 1,000-foot enhancement paragraph and proceeding on the lesser included of state jail felony less than $1 gram.
All right, any objections?
None.
All right, is this still going to be less than $1 gram penalty group 2?
Yes.
All right. Mr. White, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
The state is proceeding on the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 2 less than $1 gram. That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, and for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. White, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than a plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, your fine is to be assessed at $500. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's restitution of $60 to Fair Oaks Ranch Police Department. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court.
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 80 hours community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 2, less than 1 gram. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea?
State Officer Exhibit 1 in attachments.
Any objections? Mr. White, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand that you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call on the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes.
After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 2, less than 1 gram. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Well, respectfully, my client would like to ask the court to allow transfer to Alaska if Alaska accepts supervision.
All right, anything else?
That's all.
All right, Mr. White, anything you want to say?
No, Your Honor.
All right, is there a reason you're getting into an argument at your child's school?
It was a custody. It was my day to pick up my child, and my ex-wife blocked me in.
All right, so how are you going to have visitation with your child if you're in Alaska?
Just transport via, summer.
Do you have employment?
Yes, Your Honor.
What do you do?
Right now, I'm working for a cell phone computer repair company.
If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Negative.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication, a $500 fine that will be probated, restitution of $60 to Fair Oaks Ranch Police Department, 80 hours community service restitution, parenting classes. If you complete the parenting classes, the 80 hours community service restitution will be waived, but you must complete parenting classes. Transfer to Alaska based upon COVID guidelines. However, you're not transferred to Alaska until Alaska actually accepts you. So until you're transferred, you will be supervised by Bexar County. There's to be regular Zoom reporting with probation or in-person reporting. You're to provide a UA today by 3 p.m. And there will be random UAs. And I'm going to want field visits while you're in Bexar County. And that will be random, but at least once a month. Is there anything else that you need to be successful at this probation?
No, Your Honor.
Rebecca, is there anything else you need?
No, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. White, I'm going to send you to breakout room. Let me see here. Breakout room number 1. Probation will go over conditions with you.
Yes, thank you.
If anyone else
Thank
has
you.
a plea, we're going to have to take that up
you, Anna.
after this afternoon. And Mr. Hilly, you can go to breakout room number 1 if you choose, or you're excused.
Have a good day, Yona. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Bye-bye.
Rebecca, I will send you to breakout room number 1.
Judge, can I just make an announcement?
Yes.
Judge, this morning I conferred with Joe Garcia Jr., but Mr. Garcia didn't log on because of bad information from my office, but he's logged on now. You can see him on the screen. It says Joe. We need to stay on the trial docket.
Okay. All right, Norma, Joe Garcia, that's going to be a jury trial.
Just told me to unmute.
Do you want a jury trial or bench trial?
Jury, please.
All right, Norma, that's going to be a jury trial on Mr. Garcia. If you have any motions that need to be heard, let the court know.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Garcia, you're excused. All right, thank you.
Hey,
Thank you,
Judge, this is Robert. We should have a plea ready for this afternoon, but can I do a breakout with my client?
Yes,
Mr. Will?
and Brenna, you can sign on.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
So Robert Guyana, who's your client? It's Manuel Rose.
Yes, Judge.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 3. And Mr. Rose, if you can go to 3.
And
Anthony Rabago.
Hey, Judge.
Yes.
I think Carlos is still waiting for the documents in the breakout room.
Okay, Judge, in just a minute.
Okay, Carlos.
Vasquez.
How do I go to breakout?
All right, where's Mr. Rose? Norma, can
Yes.
you have some? Do you see on the bottom of your screen where it has 4 little dots for breakout room?
No, nothing yet.
Do you see anything at the bottom of your screen that says breakout?
No, just leave and that's it.
No.
Right.
There should be something on the bottom. Just one second. We'll get someone to help you. Norma, can you get a deputy to help them? All right, and then Anthony Rabago. What is your guy's full name?
Carlos Vasquez.
All right, I'm trying to find him on the screen.
He's in the breakout room right now. I think it's
Yes, he's in 6. What paperwork are you waiting on?
I think it's the cert of appeal, video, and probation application. I signed it. I think he's waiting for it.
If you already signed it, it should go straight to his email.
Yes. So Robert, can you go into that breakout room, please, number 6, and Anthony
Yes, sir.
Rabago, if you'll go back to 6. We're going to see where the paperwork is,
Got it.
but we're going to take a break.
So what time should we come back?
1:45.
We'll just finish up the documents and then come back, if that's okay.
Oh, no, that's fine. All right, Mick Aguilera, Robert, do I need to send you to number 6? I'll do that. All right, everyone, we're going to take our recess. We'll be back at 1.